Company is called Timemore, and this is a Chestnut C model. There was a gray and red option. As you can see, I've opted to a red one because I just like the color. And it's beautiful, easier to find in my bag. And let me prepare a coffee with that. Why did I call you here? Well, as you can see, I broke my coffee grinder. These things were attached to the internal parts of this. If I'll take all those things away, as you can see, that grinding stone is not even here. These legs were attached to this core. So as you are spinning and as you are grinding, this will stay in place and you will be turning just the stone against this stone. But I broke it off because this was a cheap, around 30 bucks, cheap grinder. And what I did today is I bought a new one from this timeless company. And as you can see, as you have seen, the logo. Company is called Timemore, and this is a Chestnut C model. There was a gray and red option. As you can see, I've opted to a red one because I just like the color. And it's beautiful, easier to find in my bag, and you can easily take it apart, piece off as well, and store it separately. I think this will last for a long time, and let me prepare a coffee with that. Because we won't be just dancing around the coffee grinder without a coffee, right? Like this coffee, it's another level. Last time I bought for a filter coffee this Colombia style, and I couldn't resist and buy another one. This is Omni Roast, so I guess it is optional to use as espresso, like for the espresso machine. This one is more acidic on flavor, so it will come out if you are filtering the coffee. But ask in your local coffee shop, they will explain everything to you, as they did to me as well. So I really love these guys from Timemore. These are the last, they had the last bottles from these Friedhats company. So I really had to pick one because this coffee is another level. You cannot go wrong with that if you know how to prepare a good coffee. So let me stop talking and let me start preparing the coffee. Get out. Last time this thing came, yeah, here it goes. It was pretty easy to peel it off. Yes. Oh gosh. It's like, oh gosh. It's like, I can smell grapes. Acidity, what they say. You're supposed to smell strawberry, papaya, melon, and roasted pineapple. So I definitely, yeah, pineapple. Pineapple's there. Melon, yeah, that's sweet. Strawberry really fades away if you use pineapple, and papaya. Kind of. Melon and pineapple kind of creates papaya. Okay, I should be using a weight to determine how much of the coffee. I have a weight. Okay, I have no idea how much grams of coffee for MOKA pot. There it is. 20 grams per cup, so let me add 20 grams. So it's 20 grams. If you are using a weight for bigger amounts of weight, it will be harder to determine whether you have precisely 20 grams, because the tolerance of failure on this particular weight is maybe around 10 grams. So I think I've added enough coffee for it to be just like to the golden ratio inside. I'll stick to that. But while that is heating up, I have this source of information from an Italian friend, so I trust him to be spot on. He said that if you have a moka pot and you are cleaning it after you already done a coffee, do not use any solvent cleaners. Those chemicals will leave a residue that will change the taste of your coffee. The magic in the coffee from a moka pot is that you are leaving some residual coffee from your previous brew to your next brew. So I've cleaned it when I bought it first several times with the chemical solvents. I know I'm sorry, but this friend told me that do not clean it with those solvents, just use your regular water. So every time I'm done with the coffee, I just unscrew it, run some water through it, empty it and leave it to dry out. And it would look a little bit nasty, but that's supposed to look like that. I don't know, the coffee tastes very good, so I'm nowhere to be complaining about this idea. If you have no idea what the moka pot is, this is a moka pot. You have water inside this chamber, then through a filter, that water is pushed up to this chamber, and the water is going through that grinded coffee, so it's extracting the coffee, and here you will be left with the coffee, which you can pour into the cup. The thing is, this seal, it will be tightened up, but you are not supposed to see coffee coming out of this seal. If you see something escaping through this area, that's not good, because you are supposed to build up pressure inside of the bottom chamber, and that pressure will push the the water to the coffee to the up chamber, to the pouring chamber. So if you are getting some spills from this seal, you probably need to replace the seal. This is the seal, right? The seal, the thing around. And it's getting, mine is pretty well damaged. Brown, not torn up, but that's the seal, and you are replacing that throughout the use. So do not be confident when you see spills over here. You're supposed to replace the seal, or maybe the entire moka pot. Given you haven't bought the most cheapest one, you should be good. Again, this is one of my first moka pots, so this is a very cheap one. It's Toniana. It's not a bad company, but this has many parts that are not currently breaking apart, but I see them breaking apart eventually. It doesn't have that little thing on top of here that would embrace the foam of the natural coffee foam, but you are not making a moka pot to get a natural coffee foam. It's hard to have it inside. So this is my type of extraction coffee. This is my preferred extraction because it requires a little bit of preparation. Process that I would just come to a coffee machine and press a button is boring to me. I cannot help myself. Although there are times when I'm happy that I can come across a coffee machine and create a coffee very quickly, because I do not have a time to prepare the coffee. But when I do have the time and I can spend those 15 to 20 minutes to grind the coffee, heat up the things, assemble the moka pot and extract the coffee there, it brings more joy. That's your dopamine rush. If you have these feelings that you need to make things harder for you to enjoy them because there is a certain collection of tasks that you have to perform, and if they are done correctly, you end up at the end with a good coffee that you have extracted using more sophisticated way than just pressing a button on a coffee machine. But you will be surprised how many people don't even know how to use their coffee machines. They have one setup and they use it for every kind of coffee. That's not how the coffee machine is supposed to work. You have dial for fine grind of the coffee. You have a dial for how strong is the coffee supposed to be. That means how much water will go through that grinded coffee. Those coffee machines are sophisticated. Learn the manual, you will be happier ever after. I'll just preheat the water. Some say use cold water in your MOKA pot, some say heat it up, it will be extracted faster, the coffee, right? I always heat up the water because when I pour cold water there, last time, I had to wait for like 5 minutes for even the first spills of the coffee will start coming up into the pouring chamber. So it takes a really long time. Just preheat the water. I don't think that makes such a big difference. Okay, buddies, now I am also gonna prepare a cappuccino, not an espresso. I like to foam my milk, so that's why I have a pan ready. I will heat up slowly the milk and then I will be foaming it manually. I do not have a machine for that. I will be using extractor for tea. Is that you will get your extractor and you will get the milk inside. And as you are picking up the thing inside and the milk will be here, as you press, you are generally pushing the air into the milk. And because depends on how fine is your filter on the bottom of the extractor, that fast will you foam up the milk. So you do several presses and your milk is foamed up. Your milk is foamed up. I haven't yet found the right amount of presses because the milk is sometimes too much foamed up or too less, and then I end up with the milk that I cannot really make my latte art with. I'm yet to master my art of latte art because I am yet to master how much I'm supposed to foam the milk, because every time I do that I'm getting too foamed up or not foamed enough milk. So heated water and pour it over to the first chamber. Now I'll use a filter and get all that coffee into the filter. Okay, I have spilled over. I haven't realized how much coffee is in that chamber. You wanna see? Look at that. I just spilled some coffee. Yeah, I'm extremely happy. Yeah, I have to clean it up. Okay, coffee saved. Now I just have to screw on the pouring chamber on top of the chamber with the water, which has now even filtered with the coffee inside, and we'll wait to coffee start coming out into the pouring chambers. Yeah, you have to heat up the milk to like 50-60 degrees so it is easier to foam up. That's another advice that I got from a coffee shop. I'm sure you know this. Usually you pour milk inside, you take it to the valve, and it starts pushing steamed water inside and foaming up the milk. I do not have any kind of machine for that, so in the end, my foamed milk from that tea extractor, I will pour it inside of this so I can try and make again a failure out of my latte art. So I'm going to pour my milk inside. I'll put this thing inside. I'm not going to be pushing just now because once or twice I did it too soon and it started to fix that foam and you cannot draw with it anymore. Now to pour coffee, that's really self-explanatory. I'm not pouring the entire chamber that came out because I'm saving some coffee for later or for someone else that if someone would require quick espresso, I have it ready. It will be a little bit cold, but it will be there. We enter the foaming competition. So I have seen many times that this is too much, several 6 or 7 presses. I'll pour it into the chamber. I'll be making the foam. And now hold my fingers, not literally, but just hold them for luck. Okay, and Oh. Oh wow, nicest one, even considering that I spilled over myself the milk. So if you are wondering how I prepare my coffee, this is the way. This is the best one I've already created and I'm pretty proud of that. So a new coffee grinder. This one really does the magic. It works, it grinds, it's quick, and it's fully metallic. And as you can see, yeah, I have been really grinding with it. There are traces of coffee on that. So that was coffee making with me. I appreciated your presence. It would be really amazing if you can hit that subscribe button, give a like, and leave some comment about how good or how bad I create my coffee. And I'll see you in the next video, and in the meantime, you know what to do. Stay creative.